Here we go.
Yes, sir.
Hey, it's the day after Super Bowl.
The day after Super Bowl, the season is over. Of course,
All
our
over.
season's been over for a bit,
Has it, oh, man, has it ever.
but
Oh,
now everybody else's season's over. So, just as a reminder, Clay from Brooklyn, football with the fellas, and who am I here with?
your man Mayzo. It's all about Big Blue.
Yes, sir.
We here in the regular season, we here in the off season, and now it's really off season right now.
And now it's really off season. Exactly.
Clay,
And what day is today?
is it the day after? Oh! Mock Draft Monday?
Mock Draft Monday, yes, sir. It is Mock Draft Monday. And that's what
Gotta
we're
love
about.
it.
We're about the mock drafts.
Oh yeah.
Because, as you said, this is our Super Bowl, right? The off season is our Super Bowl.
It really is. It really is. And Clay, can we just take just 1 minute? I gotta say this to him. Congratulations to Saquon Barkley.
Number 26.
Yeah, definitely gonna do that. You know, he may not be in Big Blue right now, but you know what? He's still our guy. He's still our guy.
Still our guy and set records.
Did he? Yeah.
He set records for the most scrimmage yards in one season, regular season plus postseason in history. If there was a playoff MVP, like not just the game,
right,
the Super Bowl, but the whole playoffs, he would have won that.
No question.
And the most rushing yards in one season, regular season plus postseason. So most rushing yards and most scrimmage yards in NFL history. Over 100 years of NFL history, nobody's ever had more yards in a season than Saquon Barkley had this year.
Right, exactly.
And won a Super Bowl.
You see the difference when you see the difference when you have like a really big offensive line in front of you? Because they were huge.
Did you see that stat they showed? The average size was 6'6", 338. That's the average size of their 5 starting offensive linemen.
Which means there are people above that.
Yes, Mekhi Becton is like 9 feet tall and 1,000 pounds, but the average is 6'6", 338. Oh my goodness!
It hurt seeing him in the green, but still love seeing him. Since he left, but I like seeing him really, take advantage of the opportunity he had.
Absolutely.
And he got a Super Bowl ring, which is great. Just like another guy who left us. I saw this in the paper. Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh yeah. He was hanging out with Odell and Sterling Shepard last night.
He gets one. I'm like, okay, right. Oh man.
The Giants get a ring. That's the thing now.
But hopefully now, okay, we entering free agency now. We know in the mock draft, we got free agency in the mock draft.
So I was hoping this week we could start with free agency and then move into the draft part. And I'm going to start with what the Giants cap situation is for the moment. So,
I can't put
the Giants cap situation is pretty good. Shout out to overthecap.com for providing this information for us.
Oh, yeah.
But as you see, at the top row here says the cap space is $43,380,069.
Okay.
So we have just over $43 million in cap space as of right now. That's pretty good. And I believe we're like 11th or 12th in the league out of the 32 teams as far as cap space. Now, if you look further down, it shows you what the 2026 and 2027 and 2028 cap space is, but don't worry about that. We're not even near that yet. But this tool also lets you do is you see where the players are listed,
right?
Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Andrew Thomas. That shows you them in descending order of their cap hit. So the cap hit for next year for Brian Burns is $29,750,000. The cap hit next year for Dexter Lawrence is $23,840,482, et cetera, et cetera. So that's not what I meant to do. So that is the cap number for each player right now. So
it's okay.
Sorry, I clicked off of it for some reason, which I
was hoping. Okay, now while you're doing that, I want to say, since we are in the NFL, we're looking to get all free agents together and everything. There's guys that we can't get rid of, and there's guys that we can say, if they don't want to take want to renegotiate their contract, and see you later. Hopefully we got enough cap space so we can get some really good players this year. Veterans. It'd be nice to have a veteran, a young veteran, if we could.
And the
Now,
fact is, we really do need several positions filled, right? We're not a player or two away.
no,
We
no,
are several players
no,
away,
no, no.
and it
We're
would be
lines
great.
away. we are we are we're multiple players away from being pretty good.
Right,
So
right. 3 and 14, you got holes all over the place. Sorry about that. What I'm going to show you is that, for example, Brian Burns, I believe he's going to be here for a while. Like, this is not somebody who I think we got last year and going to get rid of next year. He's going to be here for a while. So one of the options we have with this tool from overcap.com is to say, well, what if we don't just use his cap hit as it is now, but instead we either extend or restructure his deal? So we can do that, right? We can say, let's restructure his deal. And it says, okay, well, what do you want to do? So I might say, well, let's change his base salary to, something a little bit smaller. So maybe we take out the 21 million and make it 11 million and then add some prorated bonus. So we can restructure his deal and you can see it do that in real time.
Oh, okay.
So now that $43 million is up to $52 million.
Oh, okay.
Good. You and I are saying, well, what if we did this? And it'll calculate it for you. And it'll show you what his dead cap is, what his cap savings would be if we did cut him, et cetera, et cetera. Dexter Lawrence is another player. Do you think we're getting rid of Dexter Lawrence anytime soon?
No, we got to keep him. We got to keep him.
Got to keep Dexter Lawrence. So if we say, let's keep Dexter Lawrence, there's different ways we can deal with Dexter Lawrence. We could trade or cut Dexter Lawrence, but we're not going to. We could also extend him.
Let's extend him, please.
So it says, okay, well, how many years? So, we have this plus sign here just says, okay, we're going to add another year. So his base salary next year is 15.5 million with his bonus on top of that. That's how he gets to that cap number. We could just reduce his base salary next year. Let's say we want to make his base salary next year 5 million. So you just type in 5M and it gives you 5 million. And you see his cap number dropped. So how do we do that? By giving him another signing bonus. Right? So now we added signing bonus.
Okay.
But because signing bonuses get spread over the duration of the contract, that lightens up his cap hit for next year. I just added an extra year. I'm going to add a void year, which the Eagles do all the time. And now you see his cap hit is much smaller. So that's the kind of thing that this tool allows you to do. And then you just hit transact and it calculates it for you. And where's our cap number now? It's at 60 million, right? It started at 43 million. Now we're up to 60 million.
Right. Oh.
And all we did was tell Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns, can I pay you later or slightly differently? In fact, not even really later, because when you convert it to a signing bonus, they still get that money this year. It's just that it is spread over the next several years, according to the accounting, the cap magic.
This is a copycat league, right? So we need to do what Philadelphia did with their cap. So let's do that.
Absolutely. Graham Gano, I'm tired of Graham Gano, so I'm ready to say, let's cut Graham Gano. So I cut Graham Gano. Suddenly my cap is $63 million because he had a $3 million cap savings. This number down here shows you the cap savings, the number below the line.
He shouldn't have had a helmet.
So I'm just saying we can do that with a few players. Josh Azudu, I think the Josh Azudu experiment is over. Can we get rid of him, please?
See, he's gone. He's gone.
Now it's up to almost 65 million. Greg Dulcich, the fourth-string tight end, gone. Now it's 66 million. Austin Schlottman, the third-string center, gone. DJ Davidson, who, I can't blame him, but he has not brought anything that I feel like I need to keep. So basically, we got 68 million already just from redoing 2 stars deals and getting rid of some dead weight.
Yeah, as long as we kept, Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence.
Oh yeah, they're not going nowhere. We do have the ability to re-sign some of our free agents that we were going to lose, right? We could say, for example, I believe our punter is on this. Yes, here's our long snapper, Casey Kreider, and our punter, Jamie Gillen. So if I said, okay, Jamie Gillen, let's extend him, it's going to say, okay, well, how much do you want to pay him? Let's say we paid him $2.5 million, which, for a punter is not a lot of money. So then it takes 2.5 million out. So we're back down to 66 million. So that's how this tool works.
Yes.
See where it says add external player? You can even say, well, what about if we wanted to go get a BJ Hill? Which I do.
Bring him back.
I want BJ Hill. It says, okay, well, what would you do? All right, well, I'm going to add a couple of years to this. Let's say we gave BJ Hill 3 years. And let's say we're paying him, because we're going to have to pay him some money to come back because he's already mad at us. So I'm saying 50. Actually, let me change that. I'm going to, and I'm just right now just showing you the tool. So don't quote me. I'm giving him a $12 million signing bonus. The $12 million signing bonus gets spread over the 4 years, right? So you see it's $3 million each in his bonus column. His base salary next year is $5 million. His base salary the second year, let's say it's 10 million. His base salary the third year, let's say that's 20 million. But how much of it is guaranteed? Well, I'm going to guarantee that first year and the second year entirely.
He's going to $12 million signing bonus?
12, say again?
He's getting a $12 million signing bonus, right?
$12 million signing bonus. He gets those 12 million in his hand the day he signs. And I'm saying, so what if we don't guarantee the third year? We say, okay, let's see how things work out for that third year.
Right.
And then we're going to get rid of 2028, but we're going to add a void year to keep that $3 million a year on the signing bonus. So his cap hits would be 8, 13, 23, and then his void year, we get a $3 million dead cap hit.
Wow.
We're paying him 20, 30, 35,000 plus the $12 million signing bonus, $47,000 over $47 million, excuse me, over 3 years.
It's 1,000 now.
That's not 1,000. So, but the 20 million is the third year. That's the year that we're saying, well, let's see how you'll be 33 by then. Let's see if we still want you and you still want us. We'll revisit. Right. It's on the books, but it's not, guaranteed. Where are we now? 58 million. So you see how that works?
Oh yeah.
This tool is really great. It really gives you the opportunity to play around as though you were the GM and see what the impact would be on some of those decisions.
As long as you're not re-signing Mr. Tommy DeVito.
I did not somehow choose to re-sign Tommy DeVito. So that brings me to something else that I'd like to talk about, which I've never seen anybody talk about before. And I can't say to you that no one's ever done this before, because that would be ridiculous for me to say that, but I have never seen anybody talk about this before.
Y'all, this is scaring me because he hasn't told me what he's talking about.
I've been saving this one so you can see the reaction. Okay, so first of all, let's take a quick look at the NFL draft. You see Tennessee has the first pick, Cleveland has the second pick, we have the third pick. We all know that. But if you scroll down a little bit further, you see that Miami has the 13th pick.
Oh, no.
Now, if I click on Miami, it will show me all of their picks. So they have the 13th, the 48th, the 98th, et cetera, et cetera. So they have several picks. They got a first, a second, a third, 2 fourths, 2 fifths, and 2 sevenths. They got a lot of picks. This is the pick I'm focusing on, pick number 48, that second round pick.
Okay.
I want that pick. I think 48 is pretty good. Like, that's still a good player. And again, we need players. Does that make sense?
We do need players. Oh, we established that earlier. We're not one player away.
Not one player away. Well, Miami, unlike us, does not have cap space. They are, see this red number here? 11,670,000.
Oh, they're over the cap.
They are over the cap. Now, they're going to find a way to get under the cap by March, I think it's 15th, because you have to by law, like the NFL requires everybody to be under the cap by then. But right now, they are over the cap. They have some moves they have to make. And if you scroll down, you see that Tua has a huge cap hit, right? $39 million cap hit. And this red number here says that if they cut him, they would owe him even more money, right? They would owe, their cap would get worse. The red numbers means basically you can't cut this guy because it'll cost you more to cut him than to keep him. So that's the situation for Tua. It's a situation for Tyreek Hill. It's a situation for Jalen Ramsey. These are all people who they can't get rid of. So these big numbers, 39 million, 28 million, 27 million, they can't get out from under most of those. So as a result, my theory is,
he's got me shaking my head, y'all. He's got me.
My theory is
I don't know
that their safety, Javon Holland, who's one of their better players, who is a free agent, they're going to have a hard time getting him to stay.
Okay.
Last year, they had Christian Wilkins and Robert Hunt. Robert Hunt's the right guard. Christian Wilkins is the defensive tackle, who were like just about Pro Bowl level players.
Right.
And they let them walk because they were in a similar situation last year. Right. They didn't have enough money to re-sign them, and they didn't find a way to compete for them. So they, in fact, let both of those guys walk. And how was their year this year? Well, they're drafting 13th.
Exactly.
That's how their year was this year. I'm not saying those are the only reasons, but it didn't work out. I'm thinking Miami's ownership and front office might have learned that lesson. Said, you know what? Maybe we can't keep letting our good young talent walk out the door.
Not a good idea.
Wouldn't it be great if we could keep Javon Holland? But they don't have any cap space.
But we have cap space and they don't.
We have cap space. So here's my theory. If you remember when I left off with the Giants, with the moves I had made, we still had $58 million of cap space.
Right.
That's plenty of cap space.
So, okay.
And remember how I showed you how we can go sign people?
Or with that external feature?
Right. So let's go look at Javon Holland. Oh, I think I left out part of his name. Here he is. So here's Javon Holland.
And he plays where?
I'm sorry?
He's a
free agent.
What position does he play?
Safety. I'm sorry, he's safety. Very good young safety.
We need everything.
Well, we need that too, but I want that 48 pick. So bear with me. This is going to take a minute. Bear with me. If we give Javon Holland a $20 million signing bonus, and a $2 million salary for this year, and a $7 million salary for next year, and let's say a $16 million salary for year 3. Look at the cap hits. The cap hits are $7 million, $12 million, $21 million. That's not bad.
No void years?
Not yet, because this is what I'm going to do. So his base salary is $2 million, right? So his actual salary is $2 million.
Okay.
We sign him to this contract, which is 16 plus 7 is 23, plus 2 is 25, plus 20 is 45, a 3-year, $45 million contract, which is right in line with what safeties at the top end of the scale are making, right? I mean, not quite the top, but the second tier.
Okay.
Xavier McKinney made $17 million last year with Green Bay, but it's right about the second tier of safeties, which is what he is. Then we trade him back to the Dolphins.
We trade him
that second round pick. And the Dolphins would only have the $2 million this year to owe him. Because we take the $20 million hit on the signing bonus. When you trade a player, the signing bonus doesn't go with him. Only the base salary goes. So we can say to Miami, you can have this great player that you want, this great young safety you want, for $2 million next year. And only $7 million a year after that. And give us that pick number 48 in the second round. So basically we're saying, is Javon Holland worth the second round pick? And the second round pick is going to make about 1.5, about $2.5 million next year. So that second round pick would cost about the same as Javon Holland. If you're willing to bet that Javon Holland is at least as good as that second round pick would be for about the same amount of money, we can make that happen for you.
So
why would I do that? Well, we will eat the $20 million. And if we make the trade post June 1st, we would only get $10 million hit our salary cap this year and $10 million next year. But I know we won't do it post June 1st because the draft is in April. So right, we have to make the trade before the draft. So we'll take a $20 million hit, but we got $58 million.
So we
can take a $20 million hit. Basically, we will have bought that second round pick for $20 million.
Oh, so
I've never seen anybody buy a draft pick before.
But wait, I was gonna say, but wait, so you're saying the Dolphins would be buying back or trading buying
back
a guy who they already who's a free agent right who was on their team but now is a free agent.
Right.
And we're essentially, and if we sign him and then we're going to trade him back to the Dolphins for the second round pick.
Correct.
And and it'll be a straight up player for a pick.
Correct.
And we would get that pick and keep our second round pick.
Oh yeah, we're not giving them anything. But I mean, we're giving them Javon Holland, who will technically be on our team now.
What a way to circumvent them. That is crazy. Crazy.
I'm not finished.
There's more?
Well, there's more to the explanation because a lot of people are going to say, well, that, why would the Giants do that? Why would we spend $20 million of our dollars for that 48th pick? Well, here's what every draft pick costs, right? The Giants, this is by team. This is the entire, all of the salaries of the draft picks for our team. Scroll down to the Dolphins. You see they have picked number 48. So I'm going to scroll over the second round to pick number 48. And you see where the Dolphins pick number 48 costs. His cap number is $1.527 million.
1.5.
I was right, it's 1.5. His total value for his contract is $8.4 million. So in 4 years total, he's going to make $8.4 million. So if you take that $20 million that we just spent to make this happen and add it to those 8.4, then he's going to cost us basically $28.4 million over 4 years. So that's about $7 million a year if you average it out. So the question is the number 48 pick in the draft worth $7 million a year for the next 4 years? Because that's basically the math we're doing. We are buying that player for $28 million over the next 4 years. And that's if we gave a $20 million signing bonus. We could have gave him a $15 million signing bonus.
Right.
That still would be making Miami's job a lot easier to keep that player. And then instead of $28 million, it'd be $23 million. It'd be about $6 million a year. So we could play with that number. It doesn't have to be 20. But the fact is we can use that signing bonus tool to give back a team a player they were going to lose in exchange for a pick we really want. And if you amortize that 4-year contract with this 15 or $20 million. So I said,
I'll say this. Anybody watching this right now, I know you're home. I hope you're following him, but are you doing this?
It is, again, I have never seen anybody else talk about this.
I've never heard anyone even think about something like this. But it's ingenious, though. It's truly ingenious.
I'm saying I think the next letter I write to Mr. Mara, because I write him every year, might have to include this. So you might say to yourself, well, what is $7 million? Okay, so here is the NFL free agency for this year. So let's take a look. Tell me a position you want the Giants to add to by free agent. We talked about a few of them. How about defensive line?
Yeah. I need another tackle. I need somebody.
Need another tackle. So if
what's my next to Sexy Dexy?
Right. If I scroll down to between $6 and $7 million, Charles Omenihu, Marcus Davenport, Chase Young got 8 million. We can look at the market value. This is what. Okay, I'm at spotrack.com, by the way. Thank you. Shout out spotrack.com for providing this tool. They're taking into consideration what people like this have made in the past and estimating what they're going to get this year. So they're estimating that Marcus Davenport, who's 28 years old and a free agent, would likely get an average salary of $2.2 million next year. They don't think he's that good, and they think you can have him for $2.2 million. But do I want Marcus Davenport? Here's Jaron Reed from Seattle, who was a little older, but a very good run stuffer, right? This is a man who's already made $37 million in his career. He's going to be a free agent, right?
Yeah, okay.
His salary cap hit this year was $6.3 million, right in there about where we're saying the average salary would be for our pick number 48. So what do they say his market value is? In other words, he's a free agent. So what do they expect his next contract to be for? They're saying $5.7 million. Again, right in there with what we're talking about. But do I want 32-year-old Jared Reed as a run stuffer, or do I want that pick number 48 and get myself a rookie run stuffer? Right? Who I'm going to be paying about that same amount, but 4 years from now, Jared Reed's going to probably be retired or just on the bench.
Right.
This young man will be just hitting his prime. So I'm saying for the same money that we would pay a Jared Reed, we can get pick number 48. Right? If I'm gonna give Jared Reed $5.7 million for 4 years, I'd rather give this brother $6 million for 4 years, who's 22 years old, not 32 years old, to do the same job. So,
okay. But wait.
I know I've been on a roll. So what do you think so far?
I want to know
I'm crazy.
What would make the Dolphins want to do this? The
Dolphins want to do this because they can't afford Javon Reed because they're already over the cap. So that you're right. That's the question. Why would Miami do it? Miami would do it because they believe that Javon Holland is one of the 5 or 6 best safeties in football.
Right.
He's a young, he just finished his 4th year. That's why he's a free agent. He's 26 years old. He's coming into his prime. They can't afford him. They can't take on the signing bonus part, right? So they don't have enough cap space
that's
to offer him 3 years, $45 million. But they can give him 3 years, $15 million, especially with the base salary staggered like that, right? So next year's salary will be $2 million in the scenario I worked out because we took the cap hit. So we're saying to Miami, let us take the signing bonus part of this off your hands.
Okay.
And then you give us back that 2nd round pick because you think Javon Holland is better than that 2nd round pick, or he's a proven veteran. You let proven veterans walk out the door last year. Now you got the 13th pick in the draft. Maybe you need to start keeping some of those guys.
Right.
And another team that could work for is Cincinnati with T. Higgins. They want to keep T. Higgins.
Yeah, they do.
But they don't have, but they have the same amount of cap space as us, basically. But do they have enough to sign T. Higgins and then next year have to sign Trey Hendrickson and Jamar Chase? Because those two come up next year. So if you're looking down the road, they may be thinking, I can pay T. Higgins once, but can I keep him on the books over the? Oh, well, if the Giants are going to take $25 million off the top for me, then yes, I can. But for T. Higgins, I'd want that 1st round pick. They have the 17th pick in the first.
You're right. Yeah.
I would want that 17th overall pick in the 1st round for the $25 million or so that I have to give you to let T. Higgins be affordable. So this idea of using your cap space to basically buy draft picks with is something that I haven't heard anybody else say before, but I'm really excited about that idea.
Somebody's going to see this and they're going to use this now too. This is crazy, but I like it though. I like it.
It is crazy, but it is within the rules. And I think that if the Giants could pull something like this off, again, you asked why Miami would do it. Why would the Giants do it? Why would we take a $20 million cap hit for a player we don't even want that we're going to sell back to somebody else? Because
We get that pick.
That number 48, if it was Miami, or 17, if it was Cincinnati draft pick, when you look at the length of his contract, that 4 years, even if you add that 20 million in, right, that second round pick was going to make $8 million. So now he makes $28 million. That's $7 million a year. If he's as good as we think he's going to be with the number 48 pick, that ain't bad.
That's not bad at all.
That's not.
And we need multiple players.
We need multiple players. We could even take that 48th pick and our 34th pick, move up into the first round with those 2 picks, and look at a team like Atlanta, who only has 4 picks. Atlanta has 4 draft picks, but one of them is number 15. Atlanta might say, you know what, if you give me that 34 and that 48, I'll give you this number 15. Maybe we even throw in like a 7th or something, so they can say, okay, now I've got a full complement of picks. I got, 3 picks back for 1. So now I've got 6 picks, not 4. Is Atlanta a 1 pick away from the Super Bowl? Is that number 15 guy going to put them in the Super Bowl? I don't know, but maybe they need 3 picks because they only have, 4 picks altogether as it is. So that's something that you could do with that number 48 pick if you really wanted to. You could use it to combine with your other second rounder and move back into the first.
That'd be a great scenario, man. I'm telling you, it's like
you wind up with a Nicky Manwari, who I love, the safety out of South Carolina, or any number of people. So that's what I'm looking at as a precursor to the draft. When free agency starts, can we stock up a little bit more on draft picks by using our cap space, which you saw by making a couple of cuts and renegotiations? I took from $43 million up to just about $70 million. Can we use some of that cap space to buy some draft picks? At least one.
Buying draft picks.
Which I would love.
That would be you know what? Because somebody you're viewing this right now, let me know in the comments. First of all, did you follow what he was talking about? I know Clay from Brooklyn, he comes up with these, like, you guys just don't know, all the time. something crazy all the time. But hey, do you think this could work? Do you really think we can get away with this? And I mean, like the deal he mentioned about going to the Dolphins and grabbing their safety, signing him, and with a big signing bonus, and then trading him for their second round pick. Do you think that's going to work? Let me know.
Right. And if I'm missing something, let me know that too. If there's something in the rule book that says thou shalt not buy draft picks, and I just haven't seen it, shout out a brother.
Yeah. But hey, we're gonna have to mull over that one right now. We were gonna do the mock, but I think let's stay right here. Let's keep it. Let's end this one about right here. And on our next episode, we're gonna get into our next mock draft, y'all. Because this is a lot for me. I know it's a lot for you right now. So, what I want y'all to do? I want you to definitely like this, share it, please subscribe. We appreciate you. And leave comments, because we appreciate the discussions going back and forth. For all y'all who've been, leaving comments, we appreciate you very much. We say thank you to you.
Absolutely. So, like you said, next episode, we'll pick up from here. We'll add that 48th pick, and we'll do the mock draft with our picks plus that 48th pick, and let's see what that could look like. And maybe we'll do that, in a day or two.
Yeah, you got a little homework now. Think about who you would pick with that 48th pick.
Absolutely. All right, so listen. Wow. As always, Clay from Brooklyn, football with the fellas, and who am I here with?
It's your man Mayzo, all about Big Blue. I'm still amazed. I'm dazed and amazed at what we went through today. With this
to add a pick to the draft.
Clay from Brooklyn is something else, y'all. I'm telling you.
I'm always looking for a shortcut. I'm always looking for an in.
But it might work. Because we need players.
Gotta have them.
All right, y'all. Appreciate you. Until next time. Peace. Big shout out to El Marquis Productions, the talent behind the music and production here at Football with the Fellas. It's all about Big Blue. Their beats bring energy and excitement to every episode. El Marquis' skills in mixing, mastering, and creating top quality sound make the podcast come alive each week. For your own projects, check out elmarquisproductions.com and take your sound to the next level.